The cold of the early morning enveloped the country house in a thick fog, almost like a cloak that hid the secrets of the night. Shadows danced on the walls as the light from a small lantern moved slowly through the dark corridors. Then, the shrill cry of a siren tore through the silence, announcing that something terrible had happened. When the police arrived at the crime scene, what they found was a scene worthy of the most intricate mystery plots. The renowned cryptographer Dr. Samuel Cartwright was dead, lying in his office, surrounded by a series of encrypted codes and enigmatic symbols that seemed to tell a macabre story. The officers tried to decipher the scene, but the complexity of the codes challenged even the best forensic analysts. Samuel's wife, forensic mathematician Clara Cartwright, entered the scene with a mix of shock and determination. Clara, with her sharp eyes and keen mind, knew that to solve this mystery, she would have to delve into the very labyrinths of her late husband's profession. Clara found herself in an environment frozen in time, where every object seemed to carry symbolic weight. At the center of the office, Samuel's body was surrounded by papers upon papers, each covered with a sequence of indecipherable numbers and letters. The cryptographer's face was contorted in an expression of terror, as if he had discovered something that horrified him before his death. Clara knelt beside him, feeling the cold stone floor that seemed to absorb the pain of the place. With trembling hands, she picked up one of the nearest papers and began to analyze it. The codes were a mixture of ancient and modern ciphers, a patchwork of cryptographic techniques. Clara immediately recognized some of the methods used, from the Caesar cipher to the most advanced algorithms that Samuel had studied in his years of research. But there was something more, an additional layer of complexity that indicated a pattern not immediately evident. Her heart raced as she tried to piece together the puzzle that lay before her. Meanwhile, the detective leading the investigation, John Mitchell, watched from a distance with a look of frustration. He knew he needed Clara's help to unravel the codes and find clues that could lead to the killer. Without Clara, he was lost in the jungle of numbers and symbols. However, he also had his own doubts. There was a feeling that something else was going on, something hiding behind the surface of the codes and the crime. In the oppressive silence of the office, Clara began to work. The first step was a meticulous analysis of the ciphers, looking for patterns and possible hidden messages. The atmosphere was charged with tension. Every line of code seemed to carry a sinister purpose. Clara knew that Samuel was not just a cryptographer, but also a man who possibly had enemies. The question was, who would benefit from his death? As Clara delved deeper into the codes, she began to realize that there was a clear message hidden between the lines of numbers and letters. It was a message that seemed not only to refer to the murder itself, but also to reveal an intricate web of intrigues and secrets that Samuel had discovered. The mystery was only beginning to unfold, and each discovery seemed to open a new door to darkness. But Clara still didn't know that the path to the truth was filled with traps. As she unraveled each code, she began to realize that her own knowledge and skills were being tested in ways she had never imagined. The killer was playing a dangerous game, and Clara was the central piece. She had to find the truth before the game became fatal for her too. The outcome of this enigmatic plot was within reach, but the answers were elusive, hidden in the lines of the codes that Samuel had left behind. Clara had to proceed with caution, for the next step could reveal the true killer or lead her into a labyrinth with no exit. The mystery was far from being solved, and each discovery only seemed to deepen the complexity of the case. Clara found herself immersed in a battle of wits with an invisible enemy. Each clue she uncovered seemed to be a step in a dangerous dance. As she spent hours deciphering the codes, patterns began to emerge, revealing a web of connections that Samuel had apparently discovered before his death. Each cipher revealed a piece of the puzzle, a complex mathematical formula, an obscure anagram, and a series of geographical coordinates. The formula appeared to be a modified version of the famous Vigenère cipher, mixed with a more recent cryptogram that Samuel had developed. Clara noticed that the formula was incomplete, as if crucial information was missing to solve it completely. While Clara focused on the formula, Detective Mitchell conducted his own investigation, examining Samuel's past and social circle. He discovered that Samuel had been involved with a group of cryptographers and mathematicians discussing revolutionary theories on digital security and cryptography. Among these individuals, one name came up frequently: Henry Lawson, a fellow cryptographer with whom Samuel had a public rivalry. Lawson was known for his controversial views and for openly challenging Samuel's work. Mitchell found that the tension between the two had intensified in the months leading up to the murder and began to question if Lawson might have had motives to wish Samuel's death. The detective tracked down Lawson and interviewed him, but the cryptographer seemed to have a solid alibi and showed no remorse. He visibly bristled at the accusations, but appeared sincere in his claim that he was working on a different project the night of the crime. Meanwhile, Clara found a crucial clue in the codes, a sequence that seemed to reference a specific location. The geographical coordinates pointed to an old, abandoned warehouse nearby. Clara decided to investigate the site, hoping to find something that could connect the remaining pieces of the mystery. The warehouse was shrouded in darkness, with walls covered in graffiti and a musty smell permeating the air. Clara searched the place with a flashlight, her light reflecting off the dusty surfaces. In the center of the warehouse, she found a table with various documents and more encrypted codes. There was also a laptop that appeared to have been used recently. As Clara examined the documents, she found a partially decrypted message. Combining what she had already discovered with the new information, she managed to reveal a clear message that seemed to address her personally. The message read, "You are on the right track, but the truth is beyond what the eyes can see." This new message raised more questions than answers. Clara felt she was being manipulated, drawn into a cruel game where each discovery seemed to lead her to a new trap. She returned to Samuel's office with a new perspective. The feeling of being watched made her even more alert. Detective Mitchell, meanwhile, continued to follow other leads. Research into Henry Lawson revealed that he had received a large sum of money from an unknown investor shortly before the murder. This raised further suspicions about his true intentions. Mitchell prepared to confront Lawson again, this time with more evidence to press him. Meanwhile, Clara continued working on the codes, trying to uncover the final piece of the puzzle. A detail she had noticed earlier now seemed more significant, a reference to a secret project called Heart of the Machine, something Samuel had discussed at a few conferences before his death. Clara dug deeper and discovered that Heart of the Machine was a project for a new form of encryption that Samuel had developed to protect sensitive information. With this new information, Clara and Mitchell combined their efforts. Clara began to see the bigger picture. Samuel had discovered something crucial, something someone was willing to kill to protect. The combination of the codes and the discovery of the Heart of the Machine project was beginning to form a pattern indicating that Samuel's murder was directly linked to powerful interests in the world of cryptography. However, before they could piece together all the puzzle pieces, a new shocking event occurred. Clara received an anonymous message on her phone with a direct threat: "If you keep digging, you'll find more than you bargained for." The truth has a price. With time running out and danger closing in, Clara and Mitchell needed to solve the mystery before it was too late. Every step they took revealed more layers of deceit and danger, and the killer seemed always one step ahead. The threat Clara received was a clear warning that time was running out. As she and Detective Mitchell intensified their investigations, the tension only increased. Clara realized she was dealing with a cunning and relentless adversary, and that Samuel's discovery about the Heart of the Machine project was the key to solving the mystery. With the new deadline approaching, Clara revisited Samuel's office, which had now become a battlefield of puzzles and suspicions. She reviewed the codes and documents found in the warehouse, and an idea began to take shape in her mind. Samuel had left clues about the heart of the machine, and she believed these clues could reveal the true reason behind his death. Through a meticulous process of elimination and analysis, Clara began to decipher a hidden message within the ciphers. The pattern revealed a combination of numbers and letters that aligned with an ancient encryption code, a more advanced version than what Samuel had used. When deciphered, the message suggested the existence of a copy of the Heart of the Machine project in a hidden location, something that Samuel had protected with extreme security. Clara followed the clue to a hidden safe in Samuel's library, which contained a series of encrypted documents and a flash drive. The flash drive appeared to be protected by a complex password, but Clara used her mathematical knowledge to decipher it. When the flash drive was unlocked, Clara found a file with detailed information about the Heart of the Machine project, including a beta version of the algorithm that Samuel had developed. The project seemed to be a revolutionary breakthrough in encryption, a technique capable of protecting information with a virtually impenetrable level of security. This innovation could have immense value for governments, corporations, and secret organizations. Clara realized that Samuel was on the verge of revealing something very powerful, something many people might want to keep secret. Meanwhile, Detective Mitchell confronted Henry Lawson with new evidence, including information about the payment he had received. Lawson, visibly disturbed, admitted that he had become involved with a secret group interested in the Heart of the Machine project. However, he insisted that he had not participated in Samuel's murder, claiming that his rivalry with the cryptographer was more a matter of academic disagreement than personal animosity. Mitchell began to suspect that the truth lay in an even darker place. He decided he needed to find out who else was involved in this secret circle. The clues led him to a digital security company with interests in advanced encryption. The company, led by an enigmatic executive, had shown a peculiar interest in Samuel's work. Clara and Mitchell met to discuss their findings. Clara revealed the contents of the flash drive and the importance of the Heart of the Machine project. Mitchell, in turn, shared information about the digital security company and its involvement in the case. Together, they began to piece together the puzzle. The investigation led the two to a secret meeting of the security company, where executives and specialists gathered to discuss encryption and digital security. Disguised, Clara and Mitchell attended the meeting, looking for any clues that could link those present to Samuel's murder. The tension was palpable as they observed debates about the security of new algorithms and discussions about the Heart of the Machine project. At a crucial moment during the meeting, Clara and Mitchell recognized a familiar face among the executives. A former colleague of Samuel's, a mathematician who had been removed from his team due to an ethical dispute over the project's application. The mathematician seemed uneasy and anxious, and his interactions with the other executives raised suspicions. Clara decided to confront him, and the mathematician revealed that he had been bribed to steal the heart of the machine project and deliver it to the security company. Initially, he tried to justify himself, claiming that he was desperate for money and had no intention of killing Samuel. However, his confession was a crucial step in solving the case. Detective Mitchell organized an operation to arrest those involved in the security company. When the executives were confronted, the truth came to light. The company was involved in a scheme to steal and commercialize advanced encryption technologies, and Samuel had become an unexpected obstacle. The killer, one of the company's executives, was arrested and confessed to the crime, revealing that he had killed Samuel to ensure that the project was kept secret. Solving the case brought a mix of relief and sadness for Clara. She had unraveled the mystery and brought justice for Samuel, but she also faced the harsh reality of a world where ambition and greed could lead to brutal crimes. The revelation of the heart of the machine project also had significant implications for the future of encryption and digital security, placing Clara and Mitchell at a crucial point of reflection on ethics and responsibility in the field of technology. The mystery had been solved, but the scars left by the crime and the search for the truth were deep. Clara and Mitchell knew they had faced one of the most complex cases of their careers, and that the fight for justice and truth was never simple, especially when it came to the darkest secrets of technology.